every story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good morning, CoreTV News on the hour. I am Tolu Ojewumi. The Federal Capital Territory Commissioner of Police, Joseph Mbo, has banned all protests over the abducted Chibok schoolgirls in the territory with immediate effect. Mbo, who announced the ban at a news conference in Abuja, says the trend of the protest in the FCT was posing a self-security threat. He says that after a group under the aegis of #BringBackOurGirls protested on April 28, another group, Release Our Girls, emerged. Mbu, the former Rivers State Police Commissioner, explained that the information at the disposal of the command indicated that dangerous elements were about to hijack the protest, hence the ban. He also added that a situation where the Fountain of Unity, venue of the gathering for the protest, was being turned into a place for cooking and selling was embarrassing. He called on the people of the territory to encourage the security agencies in the war against terrorism and criminality by appreciating the sacrifices they had made and would continue to make. Asked whether the ban would not violate freedom of expression and assembly of the protesters, the commissioner said that one person's freedom should not affect other people's freedom. The police authorities have launched an extensive counter-terrorism campaign nationwide as part of efforts to stem the tide of insurgency in the country. The campaign, which involves massive distribution of fact sheets as well as distress code numbers, is meant to improve overall sense of communal safety. Per Samuel reports that some of the campaign materials are in local languages to ensure that more Nigerians are involved.
As the Boko Haram insurgency continues to defy solutions, the police authorities are keen on using a newly introduced counter-terrorism booklet to hand down security tips. The materials are translated into a number of local languages including Kanuri and Fulfulde, with a view to raising security consciousness among members of the public. The idea, according to the police, is to ensure that Nigerians are well informed about potential risks in their immediate communities.
The counter-terrorism campaign, which will involve the production of various educational and enlightenment materials in different forms and in different languages, is designed to actually highlight the basic roles of the citizens in the ongoing battle against terror, insurgency, and other forms of violent crimes across the nation.
The police is determined to ensure that the message reaches majority of Nigerians. And to make distribution easier, the materials are to be kept in easily accessible areas.
We also intend to push these copies to strategic areas such as banking halls, the airports, and major shopping malls as well as cinemas. And we have similar productions in both the Hausa language, the Kanuri language, Fulfulde, Igbo language.
The police authorities are convinced that if more Nigerians are well informed on how to identify a potential terrorist, the task of containing insurgency will be a lot easier for security forces. Per Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
The Borno State Governor says even though it has received only 200 million naira as federal government contributions to the war against Boko Haram, it has spent over 10 billion naira from its resources in providing material support for the military operation in the state. Secretary to the Borno State Government, Baba Jida, revealed this in a transcript of a meeting held with journalists in Lagos. He says the state was forced to disclose the figures as a result of a growing campaign of calumny against the state government. He explained that it was said that certain individuals had taken it upon themselves to misinform the public by accusing the state government of doing nothing to assist the military in its operations in the state. He added that the state had earlier decided not to make its expenditure in the fight against Boko Haram public because Governor Kashim Shettima always restrained officials so as not to appear to be embarrassing the federal government. The refusal by the federal government to accept the demands of the Boko Haram sect for exchange of prisoners for the abducted girls has been frowned upon. A public affairs analyst, Olabo Diosene, says the federal government has not done well by this development.
We are making mockery of governance in this country. We are making mockery of governance, and our actions, our attitudes toward human lives is so bad that as we speak, 50 days on, the so-called Chibok abducted girls, we don't even know what their mental health situations are. And that is a very bad thing. And the whole world is looking at us and say, what are they doing about it? So, and we continue having a government that is contradicting, saying one thing, one person will say one thing, another one will say another thing, and in the process we have three conflicting information that are not helpful to the people. So, this is a very serious situation, needs a very drastic solution.
Speaking in the same vein, a legal practitioner, Boson Oshifora, says the federal government's drag-foot approach to the freedom of the abducted girls is traumatizing.
I don't know what the government is doing. This is not the first time. America just did one. Israel exchanged a soldier for 1,200 Palestinian prisoners a couple of years ago. UK gave back al-Maghari, the Libyan, to the Libyan government for economic gains. So why the government is slowing down on this thing, where the people have made a definite position that give us our people back, and you take your girls? It's a dereliction of duty on the part of government. I don't know. The government, as far as I'm concerned, have failed in this regard.
In a related development, the Nigerian Police Force in Zone 10 has adopted new security measures to prevent the influx of arms into the country through its area of jurisdiction. The police chief in the area, Bala Hassan, who made this known in Sokoto, says the measures will make it impossible for illegal arms importation and other forms of criminality to be carried out in the zone. Competent officers, according to him, had been deployed to border communities in Sokoto, Kebbi and Zamfara states to apprehend any person or group of people engaged in the act. Hassan explained that the police had engaged community leaders in border areas to support their efforts by providing relevant intelligence reports on the movement of dubious characters. The police have arrested 14 suspects over the recent shootout between pipeline vandals and the police team at Arepo area of Ogun State. Police spokesman Frank Omba also revealed that a search and rescue team is on ground to look for 9 policemen who are missing.
Search and rescue efforts are ongoing and investigations are ongoing, and I'm equally glad to report that we've made reasonable, steady progress in that regard. 14 suspects are currently in our custody, and as at this morning, 3 assorted rifles have been recovered, and the search and investigations has been intensified. We will keep you posted as we make progress.
The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has assured Nigerians that the 2015 elections will hold in the northeast states of Yobe, Adama and Borno. This brings to end speculations that elections would not be conducted in the 3 states due to security challenges. INEC Chairman Atahiru Jega told a visiting delegation from the Association of Advertising Agencies in Nigeria that last week's State House of Assembly election in Yobe State had allayed all fears about the process in the region. He, however, wants politicians to play by the rules and refrain from acts that could heat up the polity ahead of elections.
And I'm very pleased to say that from all the reports that we received, it was one of the best elections that we've conducted so far. In terms of turnout, in terms of commencement on time, in fact, all polling units were ready before the election by 7:30. You know, so really, of course, it's a state assembly election, you know, but it also illustrates how committed we are to keep on improving. And if anybody had any doubt about our preparedness to do elections in the 3 states, this is a clear evidence that we are prepared.
United States doubles support for Ukraine. Details after this break. Please stay with us.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
You're still watching CoreTV News on the hour. For more information on our news and other programs, visit us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our handle on Twitter is @CoreTV News NG. On YouTube, www.youtube.com/CoreTV _ United States support for Ukraine, including the $18 million security assistance pledged so far, has doubled. Assistant Secretary of Defense for International Security Affairs, Drake Sholay, says the contribution will strengthen long-term defense cooperation, especially in helping Ukraine build highly effective armed forces and institutions. He added that the United States remains committed to working with Ukraine and other partners to find a peaceful resolution to the conflict.
Security assistance for Ukraine, and importantly, strengthening our long-term defense cooperation, especially in helping Ukraine build a highly effective armed forces and strengthening its defense institutions. Discussed the ongoing violence perpetrated by Russian-backed separatists in the east, seeking to undermine the democratically elected government of the unified Ukraine. Condemns and rejects Russia's occupation and attempted annexation of Crimea, and remains committed to working with Ukraine and other partners to find a peaceful resolution.
That's all. Thanks for watching. I am Tolu. Good morning. See you again on top of the hour.